Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks have begun formal conversations about his future, a decision that will shape the second half of his career. He must decide whether it is in his best interest to stay in Milwaukee and be a lifelong Buck or pursue a trade to a championship contender. While the talks have been ongoing, there is a resolution expected soon that will ultimately confirm if he is available at the trade deadline or not. Doc Rivers has gone on record to deny claims of Giannis requesting a trade. Giannis himself has always emphasized his commitment to the organization. The situation grew murkier after he went down with a calf strain against the Detroit Pistons. Credible sources are framing Giannis' future as an open question, one that will certainly cause a ripple across the league. As the ring culture continues, superstar players are making more strategic decisions when it comes to choosing a team. We saw that with LeBron going to the Heat and Durant to the Warriors. Superstars are looking to compete for a championship now. Giannis, who is 31, knows his window is closing. How many more realistic years will he have to chase rings as a number one or number two option? Giannis is Milwaukee basketball and has been for the past 10 years. A two-time MVP, NBA champion, and perennial all-star, Giannis transformed the Bucks into contenders year after year. The previous years haven't played out the way Bucks fans would like, with 3 consecutive first-round exits. This season, Milwaukee, at the time of this video, is in 11th place, an unusual position for a team built around one of the more dominant players in the league. Early in the year, Giannis seemingly confirmed reports of him evaluating his future with the Bucks, saying, "I want to be on a team that allows me and gives me a chance to win a championship. It is never going to change. I want to be among the best." He made his objective clear that he wants to be on whatever team will give him the best chance to compete for championships. He did decline requesting a trade, but reading between the lines, it seemed like a trade is on the horizon. It was reported that Giannis also met with his team, urging them not to let outside noise on the court become a distraction, emphasizing what happens off the court should not dictate our on-the-court performance. While these claims were denied, those reports speak to how intense speculation can become. The narrative can be created out of thin air. There are 5 teams that should consider trading for Giannis, a legitimate superstar, modern-day Will Chamberlain, someone who, if relocated, will shift the entire league. Those teams are the Lakers, Rockets, Knicks, Spurs, and Warriors. Milwaukee must decide whether they're trying to make another splash trade like they did for Damian Lillard, although that didn't work out, or try to get what they can for Giannis before the tension grows and teams begin to undersell because he has already requested the trade. Whatever decision is made, it won't be an easy one. The Lakers could offer a compelling package that would pay off in the future rather than immediately, a Sam Presti kind of deal. The Lakers will need to send Hachimura, Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and Dalton Connect, along with a slew of first-round pick swaps in 2026, 2028, 2030, and 2032, along with a 2031 first-round pick for Giannis and his brother. The Lakers' first-round picks could be worth something in about 6 to 7 years from now, but only time will tell. It would be smart for the Bucks to ask for Reeves, but he is set to become a free agent after this season, and there is a chance he could walk away from the Bucks right after, leaving them without a number one option. These types of trade hauls worked well for the Celtics when they shipped KG and Paul Pierce to the Brooklyn Nets for draft picks, and it worked out great for the Thunder when they sent PG to the Clippers for Shea and a boatload of draft picks. The Bucks must think about their future. Another contender that should consider trading for Giannis is the Houston Rockets. The Rockets, out of all 5 teams, could offer the most promising player in young center Alfred Sengun, a veteran point guard in Van Vliet, who has a player option that could open up some cap space, and a 2027 unprotected first-round pick from the Phoenix Suns. Houston is on the verge of something special with Coach Ime leading the ship. Newly acquired KD has vaulted the team to win now. Giannis would alter the Western Conference, boosting them to title favorites. Milwaukee would need to believe in the front court of Sengun and Turner to make the trade. They have the potential to become a formidable front court in the Eastern Conference, but tying up $60 million in salary to 2 centers doesn't sound like a recipe for success. Sengun also has 4 years left on his contract, a non-max contract, helping the Bucks get under the apron as well. The New York Knicks are a team that could be in the mix for Giannis. A large market could boost his name outside the sport. Giannis at one point spoke publicly about wanting all the foreign stars in the major markets. The Knicks can offer Giannis a player closest to him in skill set and prime in Karl Anthony Towns, along with a young guard in Tyler Kolek, in addition to multiple draft picks. The Knicks are on the verge of a championship, and with the core of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and OG, pairing Giannis with that team would make them instant title favorites. Although Cat is included, the lack of first-rounders makes the trade less likely. The Bucks would be going into full rebuild, trading away their franchise cornerstone, and would need adequate draft compensations not to feel slighted in the deal. The San Antonio Spurs could terrorize the league, joining Giannis with Wemby, a basketball experiment where no GM can turn down. To pair the two dominating forces, it would require the Spurs to mortgage their future and a budding star player in Stephon Castle, and a capable scoring guard in Devin Vassell. San Antonio would also need to include a slew of first-rounders and Harrison Barnes. Castle, the reigning Rookie of the Year, would soften the blow of losing Giannis. Since drafting Wemby, the Spurs have been all in on winning, trading future assets for De'Aaron Fox, and rightfully so. And when a player like Giannis becomes available, the remaining tradable assets are on the table for the much more valuable player. While there are 3 unprotected first-rounders included, the Bucks' issue would be how much value those future first-round picks hold, with the Spurs essentially becoming a dynasty once they acquire Giannis. A player like Harrison Barnes, who is currently having his best shooting season, would be a salary filler, but can add a veteran presence on the court in the locker room during the Bucks' rebuild, or they could flip him also for picks. Devin Vassell is a starting guard on most teams. Adding him in a trade matches his salary and avoids the luxury tax. The last and final team would be a Hail Mary chance, but the Warriors could put together a package of Draymond Green, Kuminga, and several first-rounders. For Golden State, that would extend their window for competing for a championship. The Warriors can also offer the most value for their first-rounders. The future picks may come after the Curry era is complete, and who knows what the Warriors will look like at that point. The Bucks will be starting over with another athletic forward in the mold of Giannis with Kuminga. A new location and more playing time could unlock the superstar capabilities the Warriors saw taking him with the 7th pick in the 2021 draft. The Bucks should be looking for draft capital in all these trades. They are almost certainly going into a rebuild, trading away the 2-time MVP. The Bucks organization should take a serious look at whether they can improve the roster or if it is time to blow it up. Title runs involve risk. Putting the best players around Giannis while he is in his prime is his primary concern. The Bucks face a daunting challenge. Risk stagnation if they keep Giannis without improving the roster. This year's trade deadline will be one to monitor, with Giannis essentially forcing the organization's hand with every comment he makes about his future. For years, Giannis and the Bucks seemed inseparable, especially after the championship. The future looks dim with Milwaukee, who doesn't own any of their first-round picks until 2031. What also complicates everything is that Giannis has not demanded a trade. He has not publicly signaled discontent with teammates or coaching, instead opting to motivate and challenge his teammates to be better. He has focused on his recovery since straining his cap against the Pistons. His camp and the Bucks are discussing whether his long-term fit is best to remain where he has spent his entire career or to explore new terrain. That nuance matters. It doesn't mean Giannis is gone, but it does mean that nothing is certain. Thank you for listening. Please like, comment, and subscribe.